Welcome to Random Select. Please enjoy.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mario coming to you with another episode of Random Select, and I'm joined as usual by my partners in crime, Decatur May Dave and Frost Giant. We got a lot to talk about. We're gonna get right into it. A quick show rundown. We're gonna talk about Terrell Owens and the Hall of Fame. We're gonna talk about key college matchups. But before we get into all of that, we're gonna find out what's been going on with my partners. Decatur May Day, what's been going on with you?
And they like to say nothing going on but the rent. Um, as I stated last week in doing DraftKings right now. Watching what Peyton Manning throw for what 70,000. All is good in the world right now. Let's roll.
All right, all right. What's going on with your Frost Giant? What how the world treating you?
So far, I said my week's been fine. Ashley, no, talking about Peyton Manning. Said Ashley just traded for Peyton Manning in one of my fantasy leagues because somebody got a little antsy after that first game. So I said I managed to get Peyton Manning on the team on my fantasy team for pretty much the cheapest price I could think of. I could do it, and we too been doing the DraftKings, which I find fun. I said, unlike a partner Dave who swear he, I guess the new age Buster Olney or something, keep picking these baseball matchups. I'm gonna stay in my lane, and stick to football, and hope it works out.
All right, I feel you. All right, real quick, let's talk about this Peyton Manning throwing for 70,000 yards real quick, and then we'll move on. Only one other person has done it, and that's Brett Favre. And to really put it all in perspective, you think about 70,000 yards. I mean, at this particular point in his career, people saying he's, can't drive the ball, lost a little velocity, but hell, that's a lot. That's just in-game stuff. What about all the practices and all that stuff? That mean that man has a lot of wear and tear on it.
I mean, to say the least. I mean, after 70,000 yards, you're entitled to lose a little velocity off your fastball. I think that's fine. I said, I said, all I can say is one day, I hope our very own Matt Ryan approaches part of what Peyton Manning has done.
But even with all that being said, do you still feel that the rap is what it is for Peyton Manning? Just, I mean, even in college, up into the pros, saying that Peyton could never win the big game. He's got one Super Bowl, but you always gonna have those detractors out there that say Peyton should have several. Do you feel that way, Dave?
I mean, anybody can say it. It's very few quarterbacks that came to the league that have several. So I mean, he put on a lot of good offensive teams, but the teams didn't have no defense. I mean, you had Freeney and the other guy for the longest time. That was about it defensive wise for them team. Well, they had the safety. I can't think of his name right now, but that was about
Sanders.
it. Yeah, I mean that was about it. As far as you really think about his defensive teams, I mean his teams as far as defense go, or who you would take, I like to say, put in the trenches with you. You can, I mean, all the years he done play, you can't think of nobody really outside of those three. So I mean, football is the ultimate team sport because a quarterback can go in and have a 3 for 25 game, but defense step up, you can win a Super Bowl. It's ironic. If I'm not mistaken, don't Brett Favre just have one Super Bowl too?
Yep.
Played in two and won only one.
Okay, that's something I said. It's weird that both of them guys only got one Super Bowl, but got over 7,000 yards of passing. That's kind of odd. But what it is. Anybody can say, like I said, anybody can say how they're supposed to win. But when you've been playing against them cheating ass Patriots all these years, it's hard to be a multiple Super Bowl winner.
Where do you stand on this,
Just
Will? I mean, how you
I
feel about Peyton?
I agree with the last point Dave said. It's hard to get the Super Bowls when you got the cheating Patriots, standing in your way. But all I have to say is two things. One, for all the people who say Peyton Manning might not be all that he's advertised, all I'm gonna say is the Colts team he was on before he got hurt, I think was 10-6 or 11-5. When he left, that team that next year was 2-14. That man did everything for the Colts outside of, I guess, drive the team bus and cook the team meals. Cause once he left, the whole team fell apart. And the whole Super Bowl argument, all I'm gonna say is Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer got Super Bowls. No one is putting Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer could add up, and they probably not at 30,000 yards for their career. Might not be at 20,000 yards. So just because you get to a Super Bowl, that a lot of stuff out of your control has to happen to get you there. So I I can't fault any one person, for not getting to the Super Bowl and not winning it, except for Pete Carroll and calling the worst non-run call of the year last year, the Super Bowl. That I can blame on one person, but
First of all,
outside of
let me.
that,
Brad
no.
First of all,
Brad
let me,
Johnson and
and
Trent Dilfer.
I would never step on your toes, Will, and just say that that was the worst call of the year. I'm telling you, you can. That's beyond the year, Will. That might be the worst call in the Super Bowl era. Period. Period. In a Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm about to say
So
Brad
outside of
Johnson
that
and
one
Trent Dilfer.
case,
They'll pick a team, won't pick themselves. They just that boy got. It's the right place at the right time. That's my right place, right
Brad
time.
Johnson started for a few more years more than Dilfer did, but Dilfer just inherited. I mean, quite literally the greatest defense of all time.
and then proceeds to come on TV every week and talk like he was a Hall of Fame quarterback. I just don't get this. I said, I
I'm like,
said,
he threw a ball away. Is it Shannon Sharp? Yeah, Shannon Sharp, and all of a sudden Shannon break 90 yards. That should never happen for a tight end, but it happened. It's a weird thing that happened with that Raven team.
I'm telling you, every time Trent Dilfer is on camera, if he on camera with Ray Lewis, he supposed to say thank you on camera each time, contractually obligated. Thanks, Ray. All
Let me
right,
tell
back
you
to you.
something. You bitching about Trent Dilfer. Sean Salisbury worse than all of them.
Well, Sean Saber isn't on
Exactly.
TV anymore, thank goodness.
Well,
It
then
don't
there's
matter.
that.
I ain't like they got all. I had to look up his number. He threw less than 3,000 yards for his whole career.
All right.
But like let him tell it. He done won 4 Super Bowls and 3 MVPs.
Well, speaking of the Ravens, your boy Terrell Suggs has had another season-ending injury. I think that's his second time tearing up this Achilles calf muscle type thing with T. Got me about to call him T. Seals. I can't have it. Where with Terrell Suggs, the injury and his season in at this point, his age, y'all think we might have seen the last of Terrell Suggs, one of the NFL's premier premium pass rushers?
I want to start this off by saying, first of all, maybe. Second of all, no grown man should be called little grown man T Sizzle. That's all.
I agree with you
all
100%, but that's just what they call him.
hey man, hey, that's how his wife should call him T. Hey T Sizzle.
I just don't see how you call a 270-pound defensive end T Sizzle. I mean,
No,
I guess it came with him, so that's fine. I mean, I guess if you're trying to save the pounds and you beat people up, and you beat quarterbacks up on a weekly basis, you get to tell people to call you what you want to be called. But I can't do it.
Well, do
but I
you?
think
I
he be
mean, how
back
do you
though.
feel about?
He
You
ain't
think he
done.
coming back?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
back.
I think he's
Just
gonna
off
come back just because.
just
Yeah, because
because
I don't
ego
think
got
anybody
there.
want to end their career like I don't think anybody want to end their career with an injury. I mean, so he'll try to get back and I mean, honestly, he's still performing at though he was still the top of his game. I mean, if he can come back and just be the situational pass rusher and just get 8 to 10 sacks playing third down, I said that's still. I mean, that's still more than contributing, so he might not be his old 16, 17 sack self, but at this point, I think he'll come back and at least get one more year.
Are y'all forgetting the most obvious, the elephant in the room? Just like Madden, NFL, and teams just don't forgive, have love for injuries. So he may want to come back, but I got a feeling he gonna be on the Ravens chopping block next year.
I mean, depending on what his money look
Oh,
like.
yeah, but that's the big thing. the money, because I mean, that man been a Raven his whole career, and I mean, and I know he's not this is that same caliber, but Ray came into that last year injured. He was there too, and they let Ray, go out on his own terms. Man, he managed to go out with the Super Bowl, so he had the ultimate happy ending. I
The
mean,
only reason I would say you were right about that is because us and Newsom tend to kind of do a little, I guess, as far as NFL standards go, right by his players as far as NFL standards go.
Somebody on Buford
So
Highway said it'd be $25 more for the ultimate.
I knew he was gonna do it. He just couldn't let it go. Just couldn't let it go. Oh, habitual line stepper.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
the 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 Cowboys dealing with injuries too. Dez is out for 4 to 8 weeks, so they went and signed some receiver that I've never heard of from the Raiders. So I don't know what they think that he might provide. So um,
Unfortunately, though, he played for the Raiders, so he might be great.
That's true.
Might be a
Just never know.
sleeper. Somebody,
I,
somebody Jerry Jones always wanted. Just couldn't get the Raiders drafted him first.
I mean, when folks go to the Raiders, the skill just drop off the map. I mean, Randy Moss went to being dominant, went to the Raiders, went to nothing, went to the Patriots, back to dominant. So you
He
just
like
never know what
play
happens in Oakland.
the Raiders will play
well,
a career goal to die.
yep. Well, I mean, for real, that's the motto. Well, careers go to die. I mean, Khalil
In the back
Mack.
hole.
I know once you do your time, Khalil Mack, you better get the hell out of there. I mean, for real.
So you never know. I mean, we'll find out in the upcoming week. What was it good work he got? Was it worth getting? But I'm gonna say, he gotta be out longer than that. You pick up a wide receiver, you don't expect that wide receiver to come back.
Especially
Y'all know
trying to
At
that,
put a
right?
least not
screw in
no
your
time
putting a screw
soon.
in your foot. Every time I got to put a screw into the bone, they're talking about the 4 to 8 weeks is just the time for the actual bone to possibly heal. That's not to say when he'll be in
Yeah.
position to actually go out and start, doing football stuff on his
They
foot.
were saying that the 4 to 6 weeks literally was just somebody being very, very optimistic. They were saying more like 6 to 12. That's why
Yeah,
they signed the
yeah.
wide receiver. He ain't coming back, man. I mean, if he come back, it'll be 16, 17. Then the playoffs are going to the Super Bowl. But he ain't coming back for the regular season.
But the thing about this is, looking at the way the league is set up, it's a lot of wide receivers that's kind of in people's doghouse, and that's kind of out there. So if they're willing to make a trade, I mean, it's wide outs out there. But I look at it like this: because if you're dog wide out for that person, why you want them? But sometimes people just fall out with coaches and stuff, and coaches never refuse to play them.
You playing?
So they might could pick up somebody
They
or
already
either.
did.
I, I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that that's not going to be their last wide out move they make.
Okay, Lamb.
All right, so now this is something y'all brought to my attention that I had no clue existed, and this is the new Hawks Ashley Madison commercial. Ashley Madison ad. They went and found somebody which they let you know on the commercial was born as Ashley Madison. And the commercial has, I don't even want to call it undertones, because undertones is something that you kind of slide and slipping in there. This is just full blown. This is no undertone. They full fledged just say, got Harry the Hawk in the background going shh. So,
Oh,
you
so the lady
know,
Ash's name is Ashley Madison. I missed that part.
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean, it literally says born Ashley Madison.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, real quick for the people who haven't seen it yet and don't know what we're talking about, I'm gonna play it real quick so you can see what it's about, so you can hear it, and in the Twitter comments or on Facebook at the Random Select page. Let us know what you think about it. I mean, does it have undertones, or you perfectly know what they're trying to insinuate here? Check it out.
I'm Ashley Madison. Have you had a little rough patch with your first love? Maybe they just don't deliver the excitement you need anymore. Feel the rush of a new relationship with the Atlanta Hawks Flex Plan. 10 nights of pure, unadulterated excitement. And don't worry, your old team never has to know.
What do you feel about this?
I said, I think it's brilliant. I mean, it's hilarious to me. I mean, and just me, I'm a Hawks fan, so I know I'm biased, but I mean, Hawks is coming off one of the best years they've had ever. Might be the best year they've had. No, I'm not saying might. It's the best Atlanta Hawks year that's ever happened by far. So we know that. Things just time. They're trying to keep the name out there, try to keep a profile up, and Lord knows we know Ashton Madison is popular. So I think it all works. It's all positive to me.
Day, what you feeling about?
Is Ashley Madison popular? I don't know, but it's a great ad though. Great ad.
I'm telling you,
Uh,
38 million people telling you it's popular. They might not have wanted to tell you it's popular, but they're telling you it's popular.
Let me tell you
You
something. Don't
forgetting the other. You forgetting the other P word too. Profitable.
nobody is telling you that it's popular because nobody want to be outed on the site. So nobody is telling you that is popping is on point like that. You ain't getting that from nobody because they don't know what you're talking about. But far as the Hawks go, I'm gonna go great move, man. Just I mean, you gotta put it out there. You gotta keep your fan base interested. You gotta bring in a new crowd, new people. It's funny. They might have an Ashley Madison night, which is gonna be hilarious. But I don't know. I can't knock it, man. It's just great advertising to capitalize on situations going on right now in current news. Very funny, very funny. Especially going to get somebody Ashley name Addison Madison. That's really funny. I did not know that. I didn't see that. That's funny.
Yeah, that's what this is actually born. Okay, I think looking at it, I mean, it is what it is. And in today's world of trying to capitalize off of what's hot, everybody 15 minutes of fame trying to get that quick little pop. I think it's doing good. And for a franchise that's typically been a little on the conservative side when it comes like that, it's good to see them jumping out there trying to say, hey, look, we this is not business as usual. We trying something different. I mean, whether it succeeds or fails is yet to be seen. But I'm good. It's good to see that they taking a different route with stuff. So all right, so let's ask this question with the Hall of Fame stuff that's just been released, and I pretty much know what everybody's feeling on this here, but we're gonna ask it anyway. Will Terrell Owens make this on the first ballot, first time around, be a Hall of Famer, Dave?
The sad part about it, it ain't even will he. It's should he. Should he is yes. Will he is no. They put up a stat the other day that said in the history of football, I think only 5 wide receivers made on the first ballot. I can't remember. I think it was 5 wide receivers made on the first ballot. So it's a stretch. But the dude was like the second, third best wide receiver ever play the game. I mean, it's Jerry Rice and everybody else. But Terrell Owens, if he won't be your top five only because people don't understand how great of a football player he was. Because he was a little flamboyant, got a little, didn't get along with everybody, rushed people the wrong way, ran his mouth. Sometimes he a little bitchy and he cried. That's my quarterback. That's for teammates. I mean, he did that. Stepped on the star, not one the big star, did a little star in the end zone. I mean, he did his thing, but like everybody tell you, when it came time to play in practice, that man was all game. He was serious, and that to me, he one of my favorite wide receivers of all time. Period. I'm a little biased about it all, cause that's to me that was my guy. It's time to get the popcorn ready, and I watched him play, man. Even though he started for the 49ers, that's the team I just despised. In my younger days, I'm a Falcons fan through and through. And they used to come through and kick our ass every year. That's just the way it was. And hey, what can I say? You go from you was trained up under Jerry Rice, so and you took it to heart. Ain't like everybody just came through and played with the number one receiver of all time, and then he no advice. He took it to heart. He trained all the time. He stayed in shape, and again, one of the best ever play the game. I mean, to me, It's him and Jerry Rice, like that I saw with my own eyes as my favorite wide receivers.
All right, Will, how you feel about this? Like Dave said, it's a difference of should he and will he. Where you stand?
I mean, will he? Hell no. He's not. Just because all the stuff Dave said, the whole standing on the star, the whole all the things that aren't football related, and just the fact that he wasn't no he wasn't no everybody's no best friend, that he's not gonna get it on the first ballot. He's just not. I said, should he? He should. It's not even a question. I mean, the man is the and so outside the fact so Jerry Rice out. Jerry Rice is always just the person you throw out, because you're not gonna compare anybody to him. I said he's the best wide receiver we've all watched. So from beginning to end of career, we saw Jerry Rice, the later part of his career in the end, but from the beginning to end, we've seen Terrell Owens' whole career, and it's been Hall of Fame. Period. I mean, so there's no question about it. I said the only question I have about anything on the Hall of Fame list, and we'll get into the discussion, as we talk about the other inductees. I just noticed that somehow the NFL put Darren Sharper out on this list. I don't know why Darren Sharper's name is on this list, but Darren Sharper ain't getting in the Hall of Fame with a ticket. He ain't going nowhere because he about to be in prison. But why is his name on this list? That baffles me.
So basically, the disciplinary, stuff don't apply to you once you retired. Hey, look, you ain't held accountable to the league. So, I mean, whether he got legal troubles or not, I mean, technically he is eligible.
I mean, yes, but there's legal troubles. Then there's drugging women and trying to rape them. I said, this
Bill
ain't
Cosby
you.
say, "Hey, hey, 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 hey."
Well,
No, no,
Bill
no.
Cosby's not.
It's more like,
Let's say Hall of Fame. Look, look. Do not ruin our childhood by missing Bill Cosby with that. I said,
It's the brown.
and this trusted sidekick, Doctor Knockout.
Oh man.
I said, but it's this is different than LT, having a cocaine problem. I said, I can overlook your personal cocaine problem. I can't overlook you going in the club, drugging women in multiple states to the point to where they just shipped you from one state to the other state and just told you going to jail. And all you can say is okay.
That man say, first of all, one just club, hotels, hotel rooms, bars. If you go, if you go put out there right.
yes, Sharper was as they say, a multicultural. He
Yeah.
said
Here we go.
he didn't discriminate. He didn't care about borders, crossing state lines. I mean, he was an equal opportunity to knock her outer. He did not discriminate.
Okay.
So,
What I'm trying to say, Mario, today, Dexter Manley and Charles Mann is the one I couldn't believe wasn't already in. I just thought they was in the Hall of Fame already.
but going back to Will point, you just named two people who had real issues off the
Real
field,
issues,
Oh
yeah,
well,
problem.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But missing my mind, I just assumed they was already in. I mean, everything like that. They still up. I guess you're right. I ain't think about it like that. Mm.
Yeah. So, I mean, but my take on the whole TO thing is, yeah, looking at the numbers, like you said, only Jerry Rice caught for more yards. Only two people in the history of football, not as a receiver, but in the history of football, got more touchdowns than this man got. I thought that those was just receiver numbers, but he like third in all of NFL period of touchdowns. You know what I mean? So yes, he deserved to be in there. Yeah, did he rub you the wrong way sometimes? Yeah, but I always liked him. And as we like to say it, one of our favorite lines of all time is "I love me some me," you know. So
Love me
you
some
know,
me.
so yeah, he deserved to be in there. And like you said, did Terrell maybe have loyalties to any team? Probably not. But you can't never question his want to win when he was out there on the thing. When Dunham and McNabb was talking about he was tired and can't get up and down the field, and Terrell rooted them on saying let's go. It ain't Terrell's fault that the quarterback can't make it. That man had the desire to win, and if he almost willed them, Terrell would have been the MVP of that Super Bowl if they would have won it.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. And just in case we forgot, Terrell Owens was playing on a broken leg during that Super Bowl. Okay, carry
Yeah,
on.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he would have been the MVP had they won that Super Bowl. So I mean, yeah, he has some off field issues, but in today's world, I mean, as people, who don't? You know what I mean?
But he didn't.
Judging by what he did on the field.
But he didn't even have off field. Like you said, today's off field issues is, mm, again, throwing chicks on beds of assault rifles. His off field issues was he got in an argument with somebody, or he did push ups in his driveway while answering questions at the press conference. That I
That
could
you
deal
know
with.
what? Now, when you think about it, that's true.
That man said,
Terrell
"Hey,
Owens' biggest problem was he just didn't know how to shut up in front of a microphone.
he about to tell you he go email us and say, hey, I did sit ups too, crunches over there
I
crunches."
said, I said, if that's all your off field issue is, I'm fine with that. Cause at least we never talked about Terrell being arrested. Say, say having to apologize to some group of people or something for saying something racist. I mean, he was just like you said he just didn't know when to be quiet.
His
Mm-hmm.
Twitter handle is I love me some me. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. Love me some me.
So yeah, I think that man deserved to be in there because, like you said, his people are now killing people, raping people, like you said, assaulting people, beating people with belts, or can't start lay off the DUIs and all that type of stuff. None of that stuff he did. So
Uh, M,
you
M,
know,
Impromptu. Who your top 5 wide receivers that you saw play?
um, that I saw personally play for me, like you said, Jerry Rice and to T.O. will be up there. Randy Moss, when he was the good Randy Moss, would be there for me. And truth be told, I always love Art Monk. He was never the biggest, the fat, but Art Monk just made play after play after play for me. Um, and if I had to, one more that, I'm gonna go with Tim Brown.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
real good answer. I
So
mean, if I had to pick, I mean, I'll go ahead and just say those top three spots, like you said, Jerry Rice, T.O., Randy Moss, those three spots are just given. I said, for me, I would probably say that I'm going to throw Megatron in there. I'll just see Megatron do stuff that just, I said, to know somebody's going to throw to somebody and it's the only weapon on the field and you still throw it to him and he still catch it as much as he did, I got to give him credit. I said, and actually, the Tim Brown call was a good one. That was a really good one. Hey, I didn't make that one first. And I guess, it's a bit of a homer pick, but after watching them Monday night, I feel confident saying it. I'll say Julio. Julio just legitimately is just an athlete at the position that just outside of Calvin Johnson, you ever seen that kind of athlete play at a position like that? I said if he stay
I'm
healthy, he gonna rewrite the record books.
It's kind of
I'm
weird.
just
Go ahead, Mario.
No, I was just real quick. I'm just glad that they actually decided that what, we got a weapon here. Let's use our weapon. That's all I wanted to say. I'm glad to finally see offensive coordinator say we gonna use the shit out of him.
Yes.
I know it's gonna sound
Uh,
weird to a lot of people. I like Randy Moss. It gonna sound weird, man, but I'm telling. I like to me out of everybody y'all chose. To me, Hines was one of the best complete wide receivers I've ever seen in my life. That man did
Oh yeah.
everything you can ask a wide receiver to on the damn field, and wasn't
Oh
that's
fast
true.
at
yeah.
all.
That's true.
That's true though.
I mean, you'll never get an argument out of me from with Time Ward.
Hines
No,
will
me either.
lock you up all the way down the damn field.
Shoot, you saying lock you up? Let's say I said that's the best case scenario for the corner. You better hope you ain't get caught running somewhere else, or he just caught you in the ear hole,
Laid you
and
out.
you.
Cause how
I
was that guy
mean,
you just respected? I mean, he was just never fast. Never did, but I mean, come from UGA, playing quarterback, and transfer to wide receiver. You be like, he have these career. That man's a Hall of Famer. That man turned into a Hall of Famer. That's
Bonafide Hall
weird,
of Famer,
goddamn.
and still has one of the best highlights slash lowlights at the Georgia
Mm-hmm.
Dome of outrunning D'Angelo Hall with one shoe on
Once you on.
for somebody who was slow.
I mean, D'Angelo Hall supposed to spend just a little bit of his earnings money trying to get an embargo on that tape. He put to never let that tape. He put to never let his kids see that tape ever.
Well, in the
And
words of
if you can't
Zangief, too late.
embargo it, you put to have a video specialist insert somebody else as the person being outran.
And see, Tim Brown, Jerry Rice are also block. I mean, I just look at people that lock your. They do got film of Randy Moss actually blocking downfield. You just in your brain, you actually got to look at the film, the YouTube clips for to come to you. Cause I ain't just didn't see it. but people say you got to look at the YouTube clip. And they got I watch YouTube. I watch the clips of Moss actually blocking on cornerback. But I just think I'm not used to seeing it. Like T.O. Hines Ward, Brown, Rice. I'm just not used to seeing it for some reason. Because it was just a highlight pack they showed of Randy Moss, not all the whole game. So I think about the highlight package.
But you know somebody I want to get honorable mention to too though, to be honest with you, that slowly but for surely I like him even though he toward the back end of his career, who just make play out the play. Brandon Marshall to me just make a lot of plays. Just throw it up to him. He ain't fast, but it seems like he catch everything you throw to him. I mean, and Anquan Bolden too. I mean, Anquan just make plays, man. From a possession standpoint, anyway, because you got to remember in his rookie year, I mean, Anquan Bolden was on pace to be the best receiver ever to play the game.
I
Well, I'm talking about receiver.
mean, yeah.
I want to give a special shout out. He on nobody's list. This ain't on my list. To my boy Andre Rison, one of the best Packer wide receivers ever wouldn't go in the Super Bowl. Go figure that. Like that, like little bad moon.
Oh,
to,
so
to the
the
per- he brought the house down, but outside of that, bad moon is true.
Bad Moon said, I didn't burn the house down.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry about that. Rest in
I
peace.
didn't-
Rest in peace, Lisa. My bad. My bad. My bad, brother. Oh, bad bull rise. And once again, there's another guy. This might have off field troubles compared to the daily athlete. It was nothing. Nothing.
Hey, but you're right. I mean, today's athletes are just, you know, I, I don't know. I don't even want to get back into that. Let's just move on. Um, yeah, no, cause let's just move on. Let's go to the key matchups for college football. For this weekend, we're gonna start off on. I just picked a couple games because everything wasn't worth talking about. But we're gonna start out with Georgia Tech versus Notre Dame, and I thought that's a really good matchup right there to see supposedly good defense. Is and Zaire is out for this game, right?
Zare's out for the season. So,
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
yeah. So they had their backup quarterback came in last week and actually brought Notre Dame to the
Yeah,
comeback win to where they were about to
yeah.
lose that game. So I think his name is Deshaun. I think Kaiser, if I'm remembering right. But I'll definitely be watching that game. Say, as a Yellow Jacket, I will be taking time out to actually sit down and watch that game. And but that's it. I think the Jackets gonna pull that off. And I think this is going to be a really, really good year for the Yellow Jacket program. I don't know where that's going to take them at the end of the season, but I think it's going to be one of those years that folks talk about. One of the first years folks talk about Yellow Jacket football, probably since at bare minimum Joe Hamilton, but almost since the national championship team.
But one thing I will give, I'm a Georgia guy myself, but one thing I will give the coach um, for Georgia Tech, he has stuck to his gun with his option, and then everybody said it never worked in major college, football. He couldn't win with it, but he has stuck to his guns and has gotten proven results. I guess if he could get his type of players in, his system can be effective.
And the one thing I'll
What's his
say
name
is
again?
that
What's his name again,
uh,
Mario?
Paul something.
Paul Johnson, man, Paul Johnson.
There you
My
go, Paul
goodness.
Johnson.
The one thing I will say in his defense this year is that as stubborn as he's been about the option, and it's never gonna go anywhere. So that is what it is. But at least he's running it now. I've seen him run it with three wide receivers on the field, multiple wide receivers, instead of just coming out in that same standard look. Now, granted, I ain't seen him throw out of it yet, because I mean, honestly, he hasn't had to. When you run for 300 yards a game almost, you don't throw the ball unless you just feel like giving yourself a challenge for the day. So we'll see the Notre Dame game. How they look throwing the ball against an opponent that's supposed to give them some trouble.
Okay.
They
All right.
call the dude Jalen Smith the best defensive player gonna be on the field come Saturday. So apparently they're gonna have a lot in their hands. So they favored by two in South Notre Dame. So that's just a predicate to their defense, Notre Dame. So hopefully the running game just stay on track and don't go outside. Well, Paul Johnson he don't have an outside the comfort zone. So it
No.
run some more, then run some more. Oh, you can't stop and run some more. Are we behind by 30? Run some more. So
Let me
he
tell you
don't have an outside
something.
comfort
I
zone.
say if they behind by 30, something's going way, way wrong during
Oh,
the
I
day.
know. I understand. I'm just
Way,
saying,
way
like
wrong.
his comfort zone is just running the ball. So
But keep in mind with the options, when you have a bad game with the options, a game can really be bad with the option, though.
That's why I say if they down 30, that means they done threw at least three of them pitches directly in the linebacker's hands at some point. Till they down by 30, because that's the one thing I'll give Tech credit for running the option. They're never necessarily beaten out of the game to that point, because like you said, they do run the ball to control the clock. So when they get beat up like that, that means that there's been at least 3 or 4 turnovers, bare minimum, 3 or 4
Hmm.
turnovers.
Yeah. So I agree with you. All right. Next on the list, we have Georgia, and South Carolina.
Well, I mean, that coach up there in Georgia, I can't remember his name. Mark Wright, is it Mark Wright? Something like that. No, he about to go in there about with the old ball coach, which I'm a personal fan of. I will say I was personally moved for Steve Spurrier to come to Georgia Tech somehow, some way when he left Florida. But I think this might be sadly the end of the road for Steve Spurrier. I hate to say that because I'm personally a fan. So I think South Carolina's going to be in for a long day this weekend.
considering the fact they Georgia favored by 16 and a half
Damn.
But the
over.
quarterback situation and just Georgia sometimes playing down to the competition don't bother y'all sometimes.
I mean, it don't bother me because I'm a Tech fan. So
Well, it bothers me sometimes because I swear to y'all, Georgia and the Cowboys remind me of each other. They'll beat the people that you think they don't got no chance in hell in beating, but the people that you swear they supposed to beat the hell out of, they, they either lose or they make it way closer than it should be. So I think Georgia may win, but I don't think they're gonna beat them by 16. Cause for some reason Spurrier seems to outcoach sometimes that guy that be in what's his name again, Mark Wright.
If I was a bet man, I give you five on that. But I ain't a bet man.
I
And
mean,
plus, you know what Georgia is against South Carolina sometimes. You don't watch it enough to see to know.
I will say as a bed man, take South Carolina the points because Georgia just as a habit they don't really go through
Yes.
trouble blowing out anybody unless it's Southwest, East Tech, Louisiana School of basket weaving. They'll blow them out. Anybody else, they're gonna be in the game with Georgia. So take the points.
All right. Even though this is not a major game, we're just gonna get this honorable mention because it's a local and we just feel we have to. Georgia State versus Oregon. What's the line on that? Anybody know?
Not high
43 and a
enough.
half. 43 and a half. It
Higher.
was at, it was at 48 and a half. Now I'm dropped down to 43 and a half. Yeah,
Man, stop playing.
might be
Stop
first
playing.
half point.
Are you serious? Are you serious that the line drop?
It dropped 43.5. Started off. Let me check.
What?
Yeah, open at 48.5 and down to 43.5. So down by 5. So apparently Georgia State done got super friends all of a sudden showed up and said, no, we been here. Just lead us showed up. No, 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 no. We been here.
Do y'all think Georgia State even scores?
Yeah, yeah,
Score.
they'll score.
Think
They'll
so?
score. Yeah, they'll score.
You think
They'll
Georgia State
score.
crossed the 50?
I said they'll score. I said it might be six, but they'll score. I said now the better question is, is Oregon going to get to 60 before halftime?
Okay.
I watched some other day. They said the man didn't get past the 30. They said they have not got the ball to their side past the 30 for the rest of the second half. It was a weird game I was listening to. Like, how that even possible? But go ahead.
Okay.
I can't think of
So
the game. I can't think of what game it was.
so if you had to put a score on this, what would you say, Will?
Ooh,
Just because most college coaches start feeling bad after a certain point,
what college coach?
I don't, I'm gonna say 78-7.
I'm a,
Um,
that might be too low.
I don't know about that. I'll say something like 55-3.
Mm.
Fit, higher.
Once again,
All right,
that's
just
at
remember I said it 55-3 because you
at
gotta remember Oregon already has lost this year, so
And that's
not
why
to
I
Georgia
said
State.
70. That's
Not to
why I
Georgia
said
State.
70 something. Because they've already lost this year. In fact, they're coming off the loss.
I
I
So
know.
can't
I,
make
I mean, I agree not to Georgia State, but I mean,
I can't make the exact noise that the pinball machine make once you tilt the game, but it's something like that. That's all you gonna. I can hear points going up. Ding 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 ding. That's all you
okay.
gonna
So
hear.
what you say, Dave?
Will, you got what?
I'm writing it. I'm writing it down
What
right
number you
now.
said?
So
Will,
so
you said 78.
yeah, I said 78-7.
Wow. You say 7? That means it's go point.
Yeah, I think they'll score points.
They
It
gonna
and I
score.
said 55-3.
They gonna score at least 50 something before half. Wow. So they might call the dogs 78 kind of high, 50 too low. So I say uh 78 to 84. Okay, it might not get that high. I'm gonna say 65 nothing. They might call Dawn start running the ball. If they pass the ball, they gonna hit the 80s. They start running the ball, it's stay in the 60s. I don't think Georgia State's scoring at all.
All right. All right. Well, there you have it. All right, another key matchup we got. Stanford at USC. USC is trying to, make a climb back to the top of the hill after Bush and line of them and Pete Carroll the rest. Got all them violations out there. Everybody was gone. So how y'all see this game playing out? It's a good game though.
I mean, considering the fact that Stanford already lost to Northwestern, I don't think this is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be that great of a game. It shouldn't be. It might be just because it's a conference game rivalry. All of that is at stake. But anybody that loses to Northwestern shouldn't be competing with the USC team in any form or fashion. So I don't think there's going to be a game too much past the third quarter.
Okay, that's one sentiment. Any thoughts on that, David? It's just one of them I don't really give a crap about games.
I'm trying to find a line. I don't see the line,
Okay.
but I don't know. It's football. Anything can happen any given Saturday. I like to say. So
Oh,
I'm trying to find a line so I can see what I don't see the line.
oh, while you look for that, we'll go on to the next Alabama, Mississippi.
That's probably that's probably going to be the best game of the day. Honestly, I mean, I said I don't know who I would pick in that game. To be quite honest, Ole Miss has been putting up 70 points on people. Legitimately all this year. I mean, granted they haven't played anybody, and definitely haven't played Alabama, so they're not going to see 70. But I said this might be just a true slugfest.
Just for the record,
So,
Alabama favored by 6.5.
and I don't know if Alabama's at home or not. Is Alabama at home?
they're home.
Yeah,
So,
so
so they're probably about 10 points, 10, 11, 12. I'll say Alabama probably about 12.
I mean, so when in doubt, just you take the home team, especially when the home team is Alabama. So yes, I'll take Alabama, even though Alabama lost to them last year. But that was in Mississippi.
Okay, so with last game, LSU Auburn.
That's going to be a little bit harder to call. That's the same issue with I have, which is those Stanford playing USC. Being Auburn just walked away barely with a win against Jacksonville State, which Jacksonville State might not be able to beat Georgia State. So I, I don't know what to say about Auburn right now. And apparently their quarterback throws interceptions every third drop back. So I said, so I don't know what to tell you about that game. And I'll just be perfectly honest. I haven't watched LSU play this year, so I can't say
Nah,
anything. I can't tell you anything about LSU.
I can't tell you about LSU myself.
Ain't ain't the line 6.5 for that?
I don't see nothing for that. I don't know what I'm watching about. I don't see Stanford line. Okay, the line for LSU is 7 right now. It went up a half a point to even 7.
And I think
Okay.
and I know LSU was at home. So again,
Yeah.
I'll take the home team. When in doubt, especially for college, just take the home team.
But I would say for them to be at home, I only favored by 7. It's kind of that's odd.
Well, they got Stanford USC 9.5.
Okay, USC 9.5. Dang, I can't say that because one thing I learned about the bookies, they right most of the time.
You
Yes,
said
they
they
are.
are right.
They
Yes.
right most of the time. Somehow, some way, they wind up being right.
I mean, just to go to that point and off the college path for a split second. As kind of was telling people about the whole Atlanta Philly Monday night game. Everybody thought Philly's gonna run roughshod over Atlanta. One, I'm sorry, until somebody tell me Philly's quarterback wasn't Sam Bradford, I wasn't believing that. But two, Vegas only had Philly as a 2.5 point favorite. So obviously Vegas do something. Everybody else just assuming Philly gonna come in and put up 45 points. That they knew that wasn't how the team was built. Today's point, Vegas doesn't lose money. They just don't.
Mm-mm. I'm very
Okay, now
surprised by the You didn't mention this, but the Florida game. Let's see this right. Florida at Kentucky is favored by 3.5. Man, Florida fell off. Wow.
but if I had to put an upset alert out there, upset special that I think it might be Florida State at Boston College.
Well,
I
Florida
think
State is favored by 9.
I know I think Boston College might get them.
Yeah, this is something
But
was upset alert. I take Kentucky. I like Florida. Florida my team. But damn, 3.5 at Kentucky. Steve Spurrier roll over his grave right now.
Well,
Mm-mm.
considering Steve Spurrier is still alive, let's hope he don't do that.
Hey, they about to call Spurrier back in.
man, Spur, I had to say Spur done got all sensitive and emotional. Spur done coaches. It used to be a time he let stuff roll off his back. Now he taking everything personal.
That was you were winning. When you losing, goddamn. You want to. You been all the time. You sniffed the title. Yeah, that might happen. I'm old and honorary now.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true. I give you that. Let's talk real quick. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on. We're gonna get ready to wrap the show up in a little bit, but let's just talk about how the Kansas City Chiefs just blew this game last night. I mean, I've saw a lot of football in my lifetime, and I saw a lot of crazy stuff happen. I watched the Leon let it alone, live. Leon, don't touch that damn ball, Leon. I watch him do it. You know, we watch, just all type of stuff in our lifetime. Chris Rebel call timeouts. We watch. I mean, just crazy stuff. I just never seen a game be lost like that last night. Jamal Charles. I know that man didn't sleep a wink last night, man. He just couldn't have.
but let's not put this all on Jamal Charles. Though, granted, yes, he had the engine fumble that wrapped it up. I understand, and it's his mistake. So no one can take that back. But They had four other turnovers, and Alex Smith threw a pick that just was one of the worst picks I've seen. Just in a situation where you could have took 3 points away, and if nothing else, put the points on the board, and it changes how Denver calls their game. But it's just I said, I mean, the Chiefs to have that many turnovers and still be in a position to win, I guess it's a testament to how good your team is. But I said, like you said, they did everything to lose that game they possibly could, and eventually they did.
Yeah, they did, but you gotta remember Jamal Charles fumbled twice. One
Yeah,
time down at the goal line, going
yeah.
in for points. So but what the problem with that is they did a thing I was reading today in Chronicle how Andy Reid is horrible at managing games at the end of games. They just did this whole thing, and then you were like, "Wow, I forgot all about that." And I remember one time Terrell Owens had called him out on this and saying, that he was horrible at this, and everybody just thought Terrell was being a malcontent, malcontent, saying that, hey, there go Terrell running his mouth again. But they chronicling showed that Andy Reid is just not good at managing games down the stretch.
I
Even
mean,
though I don't know how he could have managed the man fumble.
but they're gonna say on that perspective, you're at home, you got the home crowd behind you, you're pinned into your end of the field, and you're calling a running play that's it's not a sweep. It's not like a toss or something that's meant to be broken big and get some yards out of it. You're basically calling a dive play. If that's all you're gonna call, you might as well take a knee and go into overtime, or either run your offense. But that's just one of them plays. I guess when you look at it, the risk reward, I said, you're not getting anything meaningful out the play, and your ultimate failure is what happened: fumble, touchdown, done.
Or as a lot of people were saying, if you felt you wanted to just pound it out like that, why didn't you put in Now Davis your big pounder back as opposed to Jamal Charles? So I mean, like you say, everybody is, as we like to say, Monday morning quarterbacks, armchair quarterbacks, and Monday morning GM. So I guess it's easy to say, but yeah, that game was messed up. So we'll move on to that. All right, Dave. Any final words so we can wrap this up?
I mean, it gonna sound odd because one never talk about it, and truth be told, I can't even say it deserve attention. Just caught my eye like right now. Did anybody know? Well, I'll take that back. I ain't gonna say that. I'm just saying like this here. Apparently, the WNBA playoffs started tonight.
Well, to answer your first question, the answer was no.
So
I,
for the two of y'all that's out there, I don't know the final score. I didn't even check. Apparently, New York playing Washington in New York tonight. Well, last night when by the time y'all hit this air, this is weird. Chicago playing Indiana, kind of like the league. That's the Eastern Conference, and for the people in the Western Conference, you got Minnesota at Los Angeles and the Phoenix at Tulsa. So for those 2, 3 y'all fans out there, I know it's bad with the end of the note, but the WNBA playoffs apparently has started. I would check the score, but I can't. I want to run out my data minutes on my phone. So it is what it is. It's out there. Y'all know how to Google it.
All right, Will, go ahead and bring it home for us.
mean, the only thing I have to say is that no. I say I'm looking forward to watching college football this weekend. Well, actually, watching football period, and just giving an endorsement of the fact that we've all said it before, but I want to say it on podcast record that short of air conditioning, the NFL red zone is the greatest creation that's been given to mankind. If you're a man, if you're a football fan that truly likes football and you like to sit down and enjoy Sunday, and you don't necessarily feel like dropping your $300 to get NFL Sunday ticket or something, drop the $10 to get Red Zone in your cable package. I promise you, you won't regret it. I said, unless you're watching your hometown team play, I said that you might want to watch focus on. Other than that, you can turn Red Zone on and leave it on until the NBC game starts that night, and you will not be disappointed.
And I concur. And anybody that disagrees with you, we promise you we'll have a couple of people in black suits, put you in some black SUVs, and that'll be the last of anybody ever hear from you. So, I agree with you. All right. For me, final word to wrap this up so we can get on up out of here, is that I'm excited to, that the real TV lineup is about to start back for as TV shows. You got Big Bang coming back. You got Empire and all that stuff coming back. You got Wesley Snipe in a new show coming on. So I'm kind of interested to see what the new TV lineup has this coming up fall season. So a lot of new shows. I mean, a lot of them don't pan out, but I know there's a lot of stuff is starting to go into the spy conspiracy era because every season there usually be a theme for a lot of TV shows. So now everything is terrorist, black ops, and all this stuff now. All type of TV show coming on like that. So it'll be interesting to see which ones pan out and which ones don't. And that's it.
Oh, and I will piggyback that for one quick second because I'm going about that because I do want to see, even though I know it's female Jason Bourne. That's what they're
Yeah,
giving
I'm
me,
talking about. I'm
but
about to say that too.
but I'm just interested in it. But I do want to see the blind spot. It just looks interesting, even though I know what it is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hey, they got me, so I'm gonna be watching it.
But that goes back to what I was saying about everything falling in line with this co-ops, coverts,
Mm.
stuff. A lot of shows coming out, Cold Black. I mean, just a lot of stuff like that. This one where the FBI Langley, where they, all this type of
Yeah,
stuff. So,
Now you do know Big Bang come on Mondays now, right?
yeah,
All right.
I know.
All right.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say I'm looking forward to all this stuff.
Matter of fact,
And
this Monday.
interesting. Yeah, but what's real interesting about that? In the little promos and the little still shots they show, they're only showing three people, which I find that odd. Normally they usually show the whole cast, but they're only showing Sheldon, Leonard, and Penny.
Well, I
well, that's
think
what they,
because
that's
no. They probably remember them two are married and they in this settlement been proposed to a girl.
Yeah, but normally when you see anything at the Big Bang, they got them all there. But lately, I've only been seeing three people. I
That's
mean, I mean,
funny.
it could be nothing. It could be nothing. I'm just saying. Cause I
I
don't want to be one of the people,
I
starting a conspiracy theory.
I googled that and them three popped up immediately. Them three people popped up in separate pictures, side by side by side.
I mean, I think it's just how they advertise the show most times. I mean, because honest,
Mm-mm.
well, no, I know they put the groups out there, but those are I guess their top three characters. I mean, they are who they are. I mean, they put the whole
So
cast out there. I mean, they. I don't think to your point, Mario. I don't think it means anything. I just think that's how they. Those are three biggest stars of the show. I mean, those folks when they go out somewhere, I said people know them by name. So I don't know if they know everybody else by name.
Okay, I mean, I agree with you. I don't think there's nothing to it, but I'm just saying that for a person who been watching it, I mean, it kind of, was noticeable to me. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So, all right. So, with that being said, we're gonna wrap this show up. We want to thank all the people for tuning in again, and like I said, hey, we really do appreciate all the feedback that's on Twitter. You guys, I wish we can get the Twitter to kind of translate over into over into YouTube. It would really be helpful. We would really appreciate it. We're doing really good on Twitter, but not so much on YouTube. So let's kind of make that y'all Twitter people. Let's make it happen on YouTube as well. It don't cost you nothing. Just two clicks of your thumb to give us a like or a subscribe, and we would definitely take it. And in return, we'll shout you out on the show. Thanks for all the people that's done it so far. See, told you we do it. Hit us up at therandomselectt.com. Check out some of the cool blog posts that the panelists are putting up. Some really thought-provoking, interesting stuff. Really check out the Frost Giant Wheels open letter to Off the Blank. You will find it very interesting. And check out Dave's Money Over Love. He makes some really good points. He's cut different, ladies, so check that out. And maybe you want to share it so your girlfriends can check it out. Maybe your man want to check it out as well to let you know that love is love, and sometimes we put too much emphasis on money. So check that out at therandomselect.com. Hit us up on Twitter at Random Select, and also if you're looking for the podcast on YouTube, it's type in Random Select Podcast, and you can find it. If you go to the website and you decide you want to watch it from the website, click on the subscribe button on the video on the website. That'll help out as well. And thank you for tuning in. Until next time, the Random Select is out.
You have been listening to Random Select. Thank you. Goodbye.